Joe works 7 days a week most weeks, which is unbelievable. His work ethic, he loves to see me at about 9 o'clock in the morning when I get in, Monday through Friday typically, and he's pointing at his watch, 10,000 steps already before 9 o'clock. So he's an incredibly hard worker. That being said, I marvel at his family life. His wife and girls and their husbands and grandchildren really adore him, and that's not hyperbole. They worship him. He is the leader of his family in every sense of the word.
You know, he loves the game of golf. He loves to work hard to make sure that everything is done right.
What do you need to know about Joe the Pro? Joe the Pro likes to have fun. He likes to make fun of people and have a good time with them. And if he's not making fun of you, you're probably in trouble with him.
It started back in the mid-'70s when I was a caddy at Westwood Country Club working for Joe Dodick. And what a great gentleman to start my profession with. And really just caddying there, it eventually morphed into working in the bag room for a little bit. And then from there, it kind of was accidental that I got involved in the golf industry. And we'd get 20, 25 guys together every Friday for a game of golf. And I just happened to be paired with Mike Halcomb, who was the pro at Lock Haven in Alton, Illinois. And so we were in the clubhouse afterwards, and Mike asked me if I ever thought about getting in the golf business. And he said that he thought I would make a good assistant pro. And I said, well, Mike, I appreciate that. Sounds great. And tell me what you're thinking. He goes, well, you know, I'd love to have you come work for me. I said, well, that sounds great. Tell me what you're thinking. And again, today's Friday. He said, well, can you start Monday? So I did. And that was in June of '81.
I first met Joe at a staff meeting his first week when he started. And honestly, I thought he was a little bit on the arrogant side, kind of a know-it-all. But after working with him, after working with him for a few weeks, you know, I noticed he didn't wear a watch, he didn't carry a radio, and I thought to myself, gosh, what sort of dial-it-in golf professional have they just hired? But I soon came to know that he was not a dial-it-in golf professional by any stretch.
Yeah, no, Joe's a great leader. I had a lot of respect for him when I didn't work in the same club as him. You know, very highly thought of by all the golf professionals, you know, in the section. And so have the opportunity to come over and see it and watch it firsthand. You know, part of my job is to be critical. You know, it's to find the little kinks in the armor and, you know, where can you improve. And, you know, it's not easy with Joe.
Well, I think we learned under a great mentor and master golf professional and my brother Jerry. So, and I think Joe would say the same thing. I mean, he gave Joe a chance early in his career. He gave me a chance, and then we both had left for other jobs, and we came back. So that, what Jerry instilled in us, we both needed that direction. We needed some of the, you know, again, parts of the skill sets that I have now I didn't have before Joe, obviously before Jerry, and I think together we both learned from each other. And Joe, being like a big brother, was, you know, we battled on a couple things where, you know, we had to make some hard decisions, but at the end of the day, we really acted like a family. I mean, it really was. And like I said, I learned a lot from Joe. Obviously his financial skills, you know, what he did with the numbers, he paid the bills. He was over there crunching them up. I was never going to mess with him in that. And, you know, I did some more teaching and some of the things that, you know, more on the outdoor level. But, you know, like I said, I hope we learned from each other. I know we did. And whether or not, you know, whether or not we had all the answers, we worked hard to get them. And I, you know, again, you know Joe, and no one works harder for their membership and their people than Joe does. And I learned a lot from that. And like I said, I thank him for allowing me to be a strong enough professional to be where I am today.
He's just a person that's going to go above and beyond for others. And there's not many people like that. It's never about him. It's always about other people. And that's who he is. He's a friend, a mentor, a family man, and you can't teach it. He just it's something truly special, and every day I try to take a little bit and make myself a little bit better. I hope after 10 years working for him, I have gotten better, but I'm not him. I wish I had all that energy and whatnot, but yeah, he's truly somebody pretty special that puts everybody well before himself.
Joe is a consummate golf professional. He does, I mean, there's nothing that he doesn't do well or exceptional. And his best attribute is his people skills and taking care of people and serving his membership.
I mean, he really does think about, what's the member perception? How is it going to affect them? What's best, overall thought process for not only the member that day, but the membership in general.
As I've gotten older and wiser, I absorb more, and I try to be as much as I can. I try to be Joe, even though we're completely different personalities. So what I learned is just do your best, take care of people the way you want to be treated, and things will be good. And I can't thank him enough, because it's been very vital for my career to work for a now Hall of Famer. And I joke that maybe one day I'll retire before he will. He just doesn't slow down.
I know he's mentored a tremendous amount of golf professionals, has connections, whether he was a head golf professional at Belle Reve and, hired somebody in as an assistant. He's got golf pros. I mean, his tree has got pretty long branches on it, and especially in the St. Louis area and just in the Midwest in general. So
it was very meaningful. We were hosting the Ozzie Smith PGA Reach Gateway event here at St. Albans on a Monday, a couple of Mondays ago. And the tournament was over. We're upstairs eating some of the leftovers. Sean Barnes, was sitting with me, and Kurt Goss, and Paul O'Brien, one of my new golf professionals here. And Brett comes up and he starts talking. Actually, I was talking and he's listening. Imagine that. And he eventually said, "Can I talk?" Because I kept talking, and we were sharing stories with Sean Barnes, as you usually do when you're with Sean. And that's when he let me know. And to have Brett Mooney let me know that I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, what a special moment. I'm a big softie. I'm surprised I didn't start bawling, but I was holding it together so that I could thank the committee and thank Brett for presenting me with that great honor.
Joe just always takes care of people, period. That's what he does. And always, daily, he does things that are, that serve as an example of the way he takes care of people. For example, one of our members had been out of town. He had taken his clubs with him, and he was in the parking lot and walking his clubs to the golf shop. Joe and I were, it was our Oktoberfest tournament. We were out on a cart, meeting and greeting and kissing babies and taking care of members. And we're coming back to the clubhouse, and Joe sees that, and he immediately stops and just takes the clubs out of the members' hands and continues to drive the cart holding the clubs. And I look over at him and I said, Joe, who does that? I said, you go out of your way, you saw him in a distance, above and beyond as always. And he looked at me out of the corner of his eye and he says, HOF 23, baby. And I just looked at him and laughed and thought, well, and so it begins. Here we go. How many times am I going to have to hear that for the next, rest of my life? So that's an example of he's just got a great sense of humor.
We are all so proud of him, and the girls, just could not say enough accolades about their father. And they wanted me to say that he was always present with them and not to miss their games, and just to make sure that, okay, I have to leave at this time. And so he is very well loved. He is very, and we're very appreciative for all that he does for us.
I can tell you, I am here because of my wife. My wife has allowed me to do what I need to do to be successful in the golf business, and I absolutely share this with Laura Johnson Schwent. You bet I do. When my kids ask me, what does this mean? It's like, this is the highest honor. It doesn't get any higher than this. Someone might say, being inducted into the Hall of Fame on a national level would be the highest honor. It wouldn't be for me. It would be entering with these people that I have respected and revered for my 43 years in the golf business.
Yeah, Hall of Fame 23, baby. Yeah. Congratulations, Joe.